So I'm having Lou today as my visitor, and we will be talking a little bit about her and her story and how she became a detox coach and how she can help you along your road. So yes, Lou, please.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Lu del Mar. I'm, I'm a life coach and I'm also a detox and health coach. I've been through this journey about 3 years now. Yeah. So this all started by me actually getting sick. I had some conditions and I needed 3 surgeries and I was at a crossroad and I was like, I need to do something about my health. When I discovered that I had a myoma, cyst, and I had also gallbladder stones, I thought, when did this all happen? When did my health just started declining? And that's when I decided to make some drastic changes. So my option A was going for allopathic medicine and just getting the surgery, and then the other option B was trying what my mom had tried. She's actually raw vegan as well. So she healed herself from fibromyalgia and osteoporosis, which are incurable according to allopathic medicine. So it was like, if she did it, I'll give it a go. And I decided to give it a try for 1 week, and that didn't seem that hard. I was coming from an omnivore diet, although I had previously been on and off vegetarian, and then I just jumped into going raw vegan, and then months went by, and I decided to keep going because I was feeling better and better and better, and then my test results came, and I didn't have any of the illnesses, and that was a big motivation for me. So
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, when you
yeah,
have so many problems and people say, this is nothing that you can be cured of, it's just something that you have to take medicine to, live
yeah.
normal. It's
And I
great
didn't
that
want to
you
go under
can
the knife either. I was like,
right?
I'm not doing that. If I can do something else, I'll do it. And that's when I decided this is something that I want to do. Like I actually started posting my journey, and I inspire other people. And people were asking like, "Can you help me with this?" I was like, "Yes, but let me, get ready." So I use both my coaching, life coaching tools, as well as the detox and health. I'm actually a student with Dr. Morse. Hopefully, I'll get certified soon. But then I combined both because I discovered along this journey that many people do get sick because of emotional reasons, and it's very some of the diseases, so-called diseases, actually surface from emotional wounds or from trauma that has not been healed yet. So that's where it clicked. Like, you cannot just eat healthy and get well, because I found along the way a lot of people that were doing great. They were very disciplined and eating super healthy, and they still weren't getting well. And for me, it was like, you know, it should be that you eat healthy and then you get well. That was
Right.
my reasoning, but it wasn't. There was something missing there, and the missing piece was the mindset and the emotion. So if those are not aligned to health, then healing is not possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny because I mean, I have had another interview that we were just talking about that, about the relationship of sickness to our mental health and to things that has happened in the past, and how that has so much more, you know what's it called, it actually makes our body feel so much worse than we actually are aware of it.
Mhm.
To help people to get aware of that, so is that part of your coaching, to help people to find what the things that are holding them back or the things that they're hurt of?
exactly. So, and we have a one-on-one session, and then we go over a questionnaire of symptoms. And those symptoms indicate if there's an issue with a particular organ or gland. And then the emotions and belief systems that are associated with those organs and glands. For
Okay.
example, I had gallbladder issues, and that happens when you have a lot of resentment and a lot of anger that hasn't been dealt with. And I was actually a person, I would just snap. I would be just like continuously angry because of something, and there was just something bottling up inside me, and I didn't know exactly what it was. So I was trying to push it down with food to avoid feeling that, because it doesn't feel great. And I was actually just thinking that's the way I am, and it's okay. But then I realized, no, that's not who I am truly. In essence, um, it's something that was a characteristic that I had learned to cope with pain, and I was angry because of certain things that had happened in my life, and that took me back to healing childhood trauma. I was in an abusive home, and I lived in a violent environment, and that came up during detox, and that's something that I had to face, and something that I thought, well, it wasn't really my issue. It was the rest of my family that had problems, but I was living in that environment, and it obviously affected me, and I was angry, and when I knew that, those emotions came up, and it was something that I had to deal with. So yeah,
It's a lot of work, and I think it's so important for people to find that, the problem, because it's also so hard to do that yourself. I mean, you because sometimes we have like this protection around us. So even if we're trying to tell ourselves, okay, let's get out with the truth, I mean, what has happened, is not always that easy to find that help by yourself. And I really think that you need someone to know, to like talk you through it and to try to
yeah,
find out, okay, what can it be. um so that's great. I have to mention, because when we were talking the last time, I saw the fruit, I mean, all the fruit and vegetables that you had behind. I was like, oh my god.
there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm living in Sweden, so the fruit, it's nothing that, especially now, I mean, yes, we have in the groceries, but it's not the same thing. So that's great to be able to live that way. But tell me,
Yeah,
or tell us a little bit about your way of living, because it's I mean, it's a little bit different from most, I think, with
yeah.
the
I
whole
think
food, how the way you eat.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm a little bit extreme. Like, you just eat fruits. That's crazy. You're gonna die. Um, you're gonna get diabetes, and it's quite the opposite, actually. Um, but about this lifestyle, I actually moved where I am at the moment, which is in Malinalco, Mexico State, and it's a lovely place, and it's actually a place where I can get plenty of organic fruits and veggies, and so I eat mostly fruit. I would say about 70%, 80%. Sometimes I just do fruit, and then the rest I do eat some veggies, like salads or raw foods, and then I do eat some cooked foods as well, about 20%. But when I was beginning in my journey, I was only doing raw, and then from time to time, actually once a month, I run these detox challenges, and so at that moment I do only fruits, or I juice. The concept or the idea behind this is that we can heal ourselves uh, with the right foods.
Right.
And you say, why is it fruits the right food for us, for a species? Because we're actually frugivores. There might people say, no, we're carnivores, no, we're omnivores, or no, we're herbivores. And in reality, if you look at our body, like our hands and our mouth, um, we're very similar to the chimpanzees, to the monkeys. They're cousins, and you realize that when you start eating high food diet and raw foods the way that it was intended for us, then it's not magic, but it's just logic. We start getting well because we go back to the original way that things were supposed to be. So we go back to the original way that we are supposed to be as well. And I don't have any before and after pictures, but there are some on my profile, and that's what you can see from the outside. I used to weigh 90 kilos, which is like 30 kilos more. I'm 60 now, but that's just from the exterior. Everything changed, like my skin, my organs, my glands. I had a huge list of alignments, not just the ones that I had mentioned to you, but I also had a fatty liver. I was pre-diabetic. Um, I had, oh yeah, prolapsed bladder. Um, then I had a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. So it was just a very long list of things. I healed my eyesight. What else? I had uterus problems. You name it. It was just too much. And it was overnight. I didn't think that I was sick. I thought I was doing well and that eating a certain diet had nothing to do with health. So it's just eating my way through life. Just, I had food addiction. I was also an alcoholic. And that way of living finally just damaged my body. But I was
Right.
able to reverse that, and I'm still doing that. It's a process, a way of it's a lifestyle basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing that, I mean, because you reach like an extreme where you it was like either you go to surgery or you change something, and you went to change something to, to get better. Um, and one thing that I feel that there's so many people out there that it comes to like the final thing, that it's like they're on the edge once they
Hmm.
actually try to find something. And I think it's so important for people to understand that you don't have to go all the way there. You don't have to reach, the end of the bridge, and that you actually can do something with your body and help yourself much
Yeah,
earlier. um, so not only to change maybe the way of eating, but also what is it that you're thinking, what have you gone through, have you worked
yeah,
out your past. Because I think there are so many out there that are like just living with the past without really even being aware of that.
yeah. And it's something that we might think it's okay, it's water under the bridge, it's something that happens, and I'm just not ready to deal with it. That's why I went into alcohol and food, just to pretend that it never happened. And
Yeah.
I thought it was working. But then all of a sudden it just hit me in the face, and I was like, oh my God, I have to deal with all of this. So that's why I think it's so important to have not just support with a diet and herbs, because I'm an herbalist as well, but to also have support with the mental and emotional aspect. We have a lot of programming as a society. We're made believe that eating processed food just because it's in the market, in the supermarket, when you just walk out through the aisles, full of processed foods, and that's normal. It's there. Everyone does it. Why
Right.
not?
Yeah.
And that's what's called normal. And then if you just eat fruit, then that's not normal. And it's like the world is upside down. What is happening? Um,
Yeah.
those beliefs are the ones that keep people away from health, or thinking, yeah, if I eat whatever, then nothing's gonna happen to my health because it's not related. that was a belief system that I had, and then the other one was um, I can just mm, do what I want with my body, and then my body will still be there for me. And it was to a point, and then
Right.
it just gave up. It was just like, this is too much. I can't
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and that's also something that I think I know I have been there myself, that I didn't really understand the importance of my body because it was just me and I didn't really take care of it. And it was after I got pregnant when I started like realizing the importance of taking care of my body. But at the moment, it was more about taking care of the baby that was in me. But after that, the feeling
Mhm.
of because I ate so many fruit and I ate so many vegetables, and things like that, that actually, realizing, okay, this is important. What am I putting into my body? And the same thing about the mental. I mean, how much bad energy am I putting out there, or how much good energy am I bringing into my life? So it really is a balance of the both things, of taking care of both your body and your mental health. So it's
Yeah.
great. So tell us a little bit about your detox challenge.
Okay. So every month I have a group detox challenge, and I actually set it up this way because doing this can be lonely. And when I started this journey, I found myself like so alone. Like no one else was doing what I was doing, and no one would understand me. It was just like so frustrating and isolating. So I decided to create a group. So we created a Facebook group with another friend. That one's in Spanish, and then currently I'm also an admin on another group. I'll leave the links afterwards so you guys can check it out. But basically, it's having a sense of community, knowing that you're not alone, that there are other people going through difficult moments, and they that you are in this together. So a lot of people that have participated in the challenges, they thought, I'm not going to be able to go through with this. This is maybe, at the beginning they think it's too hard because of the programming. But then with the tools that we have for reprogramming, and also with emotional support from the group, knowing that, we have each other, we're helping each other, it makes it easier. Although there are some people that actually prefer to do this on their own, so they want something more private, and we can have one-on-one sessions. So that's the difference between the having a group for support or just doing this on your own. And I also like to point out that there's a lot of free information in case you don't have money at the moment, or if you're not able for whatever reason to afford the coaching. You can start doing some changes. And I would like to inspire you to just do a few things here and there. If you're not ready to just jump straight into, what are the a few things, let's say top 5 things that you could do that could help you improve your health. One of them is intermittent fasting. So meaning that there's a window of no food and no water. Okay, so let's say that you finish your last meal around 7 p.m. That's ideal. And then you go back to having breakfast around 8 a.m. or maybe a little more. If you can open the window a little more, that's great. But if you start with 12 hours of nothing, that's half a day where you're not contaminating your body and you're giving it a chance to regenerate. Then number 2 is eating more fruits. So if you just do fruits in the morning, that's all you do, nothing else, no coffee, no bread, no nothing else, then that's more than 3/4 of your day that you've done something right. And then if the rest of the day you do so, it's okay because you're still giving a break to your body. And if you're just getting started, that's a huge change. And you'll see a lot of improvement just doing those two things. Then, third one is no dairy. So if you're still consuming dairy, that's very harmful. So that's the number one thing that causes mucus in the body, and a lot of other alignments. So that's a big one. That's a big one. Dairy causes inflammation, digestive issues, you name it, allergies, for example. So, and then the third one, and this is something that as a society we don't really pay attention to. We live our lives too stressed and running around and doing. And you just need to give yourself a little break and just make sure that you're pausing, that you're relaxing. And in order to do that, you can do yoga, meditation, just walk around the block, go to the park, whatever makes you feel more centered. So if at one point you feel that it's, like I'm stressed or you feel anxiety, that's damaging your body. That's triggering your adrenal glands to segregate adrenaline and cortisol, which are actually acidic to the body. So that's why I was saying, like, you could be doing everything right, you could have a wonderful diet, but then if there are other things that are stressing you out, then your body's becoming acidic. And when your
Right.
body's becoming acidic and it's under a lot of stress, you're not regenerating. And what that means is that we have trillions of cells dying every day, and then new ones being born. But if you're under stress, then that process doesn't happen, which means that you're becoming, you're aging, and that your body's becoming sick. That's how we actually get sick. So we have three, and then number five is rest. So having enough sleep and rest, and if possible, if you can take naps. But this is something that it's also underrated. So having a good night's sleep is vital, because when we're sleeping, guess what's happening? We're detoxing, and the body is getting regenerated as well. So if
Right.
that doesn't happen properly, then again, we're not getting regenerated. So those are the things that I think are key to improve health, and they're very doable, very doable.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's actually pretty easy if you think about it, but it's just that you have to get like have it being
Yeah,
a ritual or a habit. So it's really about reminding yourself of doing that every day. So the detox that you do, are they different every time, or is it like the same schedule, same fruit, same everything?
it's very similar. However, every detox, and I've had people do 5 challenges. They just love them. They keep coming back. But every challenge is actually different in a way. There are a few differences. Like, for example, the one in January is has to do with setting your intention, and we're going to do a vision board so people can actually plan it out. Who actually plans for their health? I don't think that a lot of people do. Like, this is
No.
what I want for my health, for my well-being, and well-being includes a lot of other things around health. Like,
Right.
if you're under stress because of a particular situation, like if you're moving, if you're changing jobs, if there are other things around it, they have to be taken into consideration. So this is different for January, right? Yet setting the intention for 2021, and that makes a whole lot of difference, because you're setting your intention, and then at the end of the year, you will realize that all of those things had actually happened. And I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's amazing. I'm like, I completely forgot about this, and it's here, and it's already happened. So that's one thing that is different. And then every month, like in February, it's more about self love, self caring. And
Right.
so there's slight changes in each challenge, and also when you're detoxing or fasting, I could be doing the same thing. I'm gonna set and put an example. I was doing lemonade, and one time it was super easy, and I was just like high energy and having a lot of fun. And then the following one was hard, and I was like, why is this happening? And I had a lot of healing crisis. But after the healing crisis, obviously comes the healing.
Right.
So even if you're the same person, and even if you're doing the same, if you're choosing lemonade, uh, citrus or grapes or whatever you're choosing, it might be completely different, a different experience. Something else comes up emotionally. So yeah, there's slight differences.
Yeah, that's great. But just after when we're finished, maybe you can put down the link to everything to so people can
Yeah,
check it out if they feel that, they need that extra push or maybe that extra self-love after this year that has been. Um, because like I said, I think it's such a strange year, and I think we all need to put that extra intention to the coming year and to really take care of ourselves a little bit more, and maybe you start realizing, okay, well, what is it that I need to work on with myself? um,
yeah. I have seen many people react very differently to the situation that we're currently living, the pandemic.
yeah.
And some people have actually taken extra care of themselves and decided to, go for their health, and they're working out and they're eating healthy. And I'm like, wow, you turned your life around. Good for you. And then there
Yeah.
are people that just let themselves go. They just, they sunk in fear,
Yeah.
they locked themselves up and got depressed and started eating a lot of junk food. And guess what? They got sick, not
Yeah.
necessarily from COVID, but from other things.
Right.
So it's the way you react to certain situations. And it's the same scenario, but you choose. And sometimes we think that we have no choice. And that's
Right.
just what it is. But there's always
Yeah.
a choice.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like I don't know, I have seen, I think that there are so many people out there that either have grown with this, that they have grown to, get to know themselves in another way
Yeah.
that they have never had, or like you
Hmm.
said, they just get down in this, they're digging the hole deeper and deeper, basically. So yeah, it's very different, and it's funny how people have so different perceptions on the exact same thing. I mean, but yeah, I mean, everyone is different, but I think the best way is to find or to help those people that can't find themselves out of that bad situation and actually try to
Hmm.
see, focus on what's good, and that there is something else to think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next challenge is now in January then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have the Spanish speaking challenge is gonna be on the 9th of January, and then I haven't set an exact date for the following one. Might be on January 17th or the following one. So the Spanish one and the English one don't overlap.
All right.
But I'll be posting the information for free resources that I can share with you guys. I have Dr. Morse, Robert Morse. That's who I follow. His book, and then I'll share a link to the Spanish group and the English speaking group as well, where you can find loads of information to get started. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, and if there's something that I can do to help you, definitely let's talk. And that's something that I enjoy doing, helping other people.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a journey, and it's something that makes me happy. Actually, I found um, my passion in life, my calling. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's something that I'm very proud of. I actually quit my corporate job in November just to do this,
Yeah.
and I think it was the right decision. And I'm doing what I love, and that's key. You want to make sure that if you're doing something, it's out of love, not out of fear or anything else.
Yeah. No, that's lovely. And that's one of the things or the reasons that I invited you in is because to inspire and motivate people to do what they love. Because when you do that, you don't feel you, or at least I know that I don't feel that it's work. I mean, I just love the interaction with people and seeing people smile and see how they blossom basically in front of you. So, and I think you're a great inspiration with that, not only because of all the sickness that you had to get to the path that you are today, but also that you decided to, okay, I'm gonna do what I love and quit that what it seems to be normal in our society to be doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so happy that you could share your story and that you could, be part of this and that you're actually doing what you love.
Yes. Thank you. And the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is uh, make sure that you're dealing with the issues in your life. You know, if there's something not working out for you, if there's something happening, there's always something happening, right? We're humans and that's life. And it's 2020, so I'm sure there are a bunch of things. Um, Sometimes what we do is sweep under the rug. You know, we pretend like it's not really happening, and we're just like, I'm just gonna forget about this for the time being. Well, let me tell you, that might result in a disease or in a health issue. So it's not the ideal thing to do, although as humans we do that often. So if you have something happening, just deal with it. Seek help. You know, therapy, coaching, whatever it is that whatever tools that work for you. I love journaling as well.
Yeah.
That's you can do at home, and you can just write out what's happening, how you're feeling, and then you can start seeing patterns, and you're like, oh, wait a moment, this is happening, and then when you deal with things instead of running away from them, something magic happens. You start feeling better.
Yeah.
Better at night because you're not constantly worried about that one thing. So deal with those issues. It's so important. I think sometimes we don't pay attention to them, or we pretend like, oh, we're too busy to deal with that at the moment. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're so right, and I agree with you. Also do the journaling thing. It's for me, it's like it's something that kind of been natural since I was little. As soon as I was mad, I was like just writing. So yeah. So yeah, no, thank you so much for the tips and everything. And if anyone has any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, I mean, just we're here. Just give us a message if it's on Facebook or on YouTube or on Instagram. We're here to help you. And yes, so thank you so much for being here today and to share your story and how you can help other people out there.
yes. And thank you for inviting me, Liana.
Yes, no problem. So you guys take care so much, and we'll be talking to you guys soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.